This will be my last China vlog and most of it will be voiceovers. So the second to last day we went to the bank and my grandma wanted to go to this bank and then my dad had to go to another one and somehow they ended up both at the bank. So then I was just there for kicks and giggles. And then I went on my own little excursion with my cousin and my little nephew for one last time. I was amazed by the amount of bikes that there were parked here. It was like a sea of bikes. I walked from the bus stop. I took the bus over to this mall that I've been at. It's Wanda, Guangchang. And then this was our meeting place. It was this little bread and milk shop. I got there a little early, so I shopped at Decathlon by myself. And it was very interesting. I passed by this little exhibit on the way there. This is a funny story because the only German word I know is Schuxble. And so I had to send that to my friend and I thought I would include it in this vlog. But this was the cute little store. It was pretty big actually. And this was my little nephew meeting me that day. He was so excited to show me his outfit. He said it looked really sporty and that he could move around really a lot. Then we went out for lunch. It's the same place that we've been to before, but it's a really good place. Oh, of course we had to take a picture with the display. My little nephew here was looking at all the options that he could pick for lunch, and he was going a little stir crazy. So these are some of the foods that we got. This was like a zucchini fried on the outside, and then this was like a salad with some really good sauce, like sesame sauce, but it was so good. And then this is like an overview. It was like unlimited of like the sides, and then like the noodle was the main dish. And this was me helping my little nephew because I don't know what was going on. Oh, he said it was too hot, so I was trying to cool it down for him. We then went to Be First again. It's like the amusement park that we went to on the first day. He did some rock climbing, and I was pretty impressed that he got that high because he's afraid of heights. He spent an hour and a half gaming, so he's not allowed to play games at home. This guy was sitting on my foot, and I was really annoyed, but he's like a teenage guy. I was like really annoyed. This is my little nephew playing, and he was smoking all of the teenagers there, like the boy sitting next to him. And they were like, how come the little one can beat us? And this is what my little nephew looked like after he beat all of them multiple times. I think they played 5 rounds, and I think he won all 5 rounds. So he was very happy with himself. The grin on his face says it all. And then I finally lured him away from the video games, and we went to go play in the ball pit. He got stuck a couple times. I didn't take that many photos as I did the first time I came here just because I was focused more on playing with him than documenting the experience because I'd already done that in a previous vlog. But this was him in the sea of foam. He tried this like, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to jump over and duck over the other one, but every little kid was just clinging onto it. And then we jumped on the trampoline. And then he found this ninja park that was part of it that he didn't see the first time. So we explored that for a little bit. We shot some hoops and made it in. And did some not flips. And then this was him doing the ninja park. I thought it was pretty cool. It's on 2 times speed because obviously it's a lot slower than that. And then there was a zip line at the very end that he really enjoyed. He was too light, so he didn't even go all the way to the bottom, but that's okay. He stopped like halfway. There was like ball pit that spewed balls down. And then we played in the sandbox. It's like a rice box. The white stuff is like little grains of rice almost. And then we got a little tired and thirsty, so I just suggested gelato. So we went to go get some gelato. And oh, the clips are out of order. Oops. Gelato, and he got chocolate. This is him eating. He ate about half of it. And this was his face after, and then he had me finish the rest. So that's how that gelato went. And then we went back. This was part of like the ninja park. How long can you hold? And I got this action shot of him jumping off of the rock wall. And this is the last thing that we played with. It was like this very slippery slope that people had to climb up. And he really enjoyed sliding down it. And there was obviously a slide next to it. He was a little afraid. There he is. And then we walked outside of the mall to go eat dinner at McDonald's, and we passed by this very cool statue. This was me and him. We were a little lost as to where we were going, so we finally found McDonald's, and he wanted these Crocs as part of the Happy Meal. They're like Croc figurines, and this was him ordering. He had to pull up a chair so that he could see the screen. And this was our Happy Meals. It was me, my nephew, my cousin, and her husband. And this was us after eating. He was a little tired, but we still decided to go to the pool afterwards. And I thought this was cool that they displayed all like the stats of the pool for the day up outside of it. And then afterwards, we ate some, I think it's squid is the translation, but he devoured them. There was like 20 skewers and they were gone in like 10 minutes. And then my cousin drove me home. And then this is the next day. This was breakfast the next day. There was leftover dumplings because I was out the day before. And so there was leftover dumplings. My dad had this like pork thigh. And he was like, I wish my thigh looked like that, or my bicep looked like that. I went to the grocery store and I got some snacks. This is my aunt, and she was eating duck feet. She packed me some to go on the plane. And this was the day that I was leaving. She and my dad brought me to the airport. And this was the scenic drive. It was right during rush hour, like maybe 5 o'clock, because my flight was at 10 p.m. and it took like an hour and almost 2 hours to drive there. So it was like 7 o'clock by the time I got there. Aunt checked me in with Priority, which was my first time flying Priority. She flies for her business, and so she had a lot of points. This was the three of us walking through the airport, and I don't know what this was. Oh, the luggage. I thought it was cool that the luggages were getting loaded onto the plane. The airport's really big, so I had to take the subway. It was like a little train inside the airport to then go to like the tower that I needed to go to. So this was the subway, and then I finally found my gate. It was in the E terminal. And then I looked for my flight. These are like the things that I do once I get there, just to make sure I don't get on the wrong plane. And then I thought this was cool that they had warm water, cold water, and then like ice water. There was a lot of people making ramen noodles for sure. And then this was the food on the flight. I only ate one meal. They offered 2 meals and a snack, but I was just so full that I couldn't eat anything. This was us taking off in Beijing. It was 10 at night, and off into the skies we went. It was a pretty good flight. I slept for most of it. I slept in like chunks, which was a lot better than when I was coming to Beijing. I watched Inside Out. I was like half watching it. I think I fell asleep halfway through. And then I watched Minions for my little nephew's sake. And I think I also fell asleep halfway through this one. And then of course there was drinks, and I don't even know what this was. But this was the flight map. And this is me on the plane, bored. Although there was Wi-Fi on the plane. So that was my first time flying with Wi-Fi. And then this is the sunset in LA when I was arriving, and the plane as we're about to debark. This was us landing in LA. And this was the message that they gave us after the plane landed. I then had to look up my terminal for my United flight connection because it wasn't on my check-in boarding pass because I had gotten it all the way in China. This like whole baggage thing was a kerfuffle, but long story short, I almost missed my connection because I was looking for my bag, which I thought never came out, but instead they had just pulled it aside really early on because I had flown Priority with my aunt's like Priority card. And so I've never flown Priority before, so I don't know the benefits of it. So they had already taken my bag out long past, and I was just there waiting. And then you have to walk outside and then go through security, redo the check-in process, and then let's just say I had 5 minutes to spare before they started boarding. So I was running around like a crazy person. And then that was our flight. This is us taking off at LAX to Boston. This is the view of the night line. It was very pretty, and this is sunrise in Boston the next morning. I swear that's LHS's Fieldhouse Dome, but I have no corroboration, so I don't know. I just thought these views were really cool. You can't beat a day where you get to see the skyline as your morning view. This was the plane at the gate after we landed, and I was welcomed into Massachusetts with this sign. And then I walked through the airport, I brushed my teeth, got myself together, used the bathroom, and then I went outside because I had landed in Terminal B to wait for my mom to come pick me up after her night shift that she had worked the night before. And then this is us leaving the airport. My mom was driving, and we went to my dorm actually first because I had to drop some stuff off. So that's the end of my China vlog series. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be uploading new videos soon. Bye!